guys, it's Trina and this is going to be my December TBR. I have 7 books on this list, which I feel like is reaching because I know December is going to be very busy. I probably am not going to have a lot of time for reading, but it's the end of the year and there's a couple of books that I'm like, I need to read this before 2017. Why haven't I finished this yet? If you guys saw my November TBR check-in in my November wrap-up, you know that I only read 2 of the 6 books that were on last month's TBR. So 3 of these books on this list are actually books that were from my November TBR. I'm just kind of rolling them over. I'm going to start with those to get them out of the way. I won't talk very long about them. The first of the books that is rolling over to this month's TBR is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. The reason this one was on last month's and now this month's TBR is because I am actually a judge in the YA BookTube Awards. I'll put the link down below to that if you guys want to vote in that. There is still time through the very last day of this year, so as you guys are finishing up your reading for 2016, don't forget to go vote for your favorite books released this year. And I am a judge in the fantasy category, and I feel like this one is a very, very popular fantasy release of this year, so I want to read this one in order to just be prepared in case this is one of the top 3 books that I will be having to read and judge for those awards. For that same reason, Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton is also on my TBR from last month and this month because I am also a judge in the debut category, and I feel like this is one of the debuts that got the most buzz and hype this year. I never read it, so I think I need to read it in case this one is going to be one of the top debuts you guys want me to judge. And the last book that is being rolled over to this TBR is Perfect Fits by Megan McCafferty, which is the 5th and final book in the Jessica Darling series. The reason this one has been on my TBR is because I actually made it a goal for myself for 2016 to finish the Jessica Darling series. So I just have this 1 book left. Now we're into the new books. I've got 4 more to show you, and another one that I want to finish by the end of this year is The Midnight Star by Marie Lu, which is the 3rd and final book in the Young Adults trilogy, the Young Elites trilogy. If you don't know, the Young Elites is a fantasy series about characters that have superpowers, and the main character who we are following is like struggling if she wants to be a hero or a villain, and the series is commonly pitched as the origin story of a villain. So I can't wait to see how things end up in this one. Also, by the end of the year, I really hope I can finish Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer. This is the retelling of Twilight where all of the characters are different genders. I got this book when it came out, like October of 2015, and I started reading it and I found it so difficult to get through that I actually DNF'd this one after like 6 months of trying to read it. It's difficult to get through because like Twilight is iconic, like it or not, and that mental image of what Bella and Edward look like is so burned into my brain. I would be reading and I would be picturing Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, and then I would have to like stop and tell my brain no, and I had to keep doing that, which really broke the pace up for me. I got about halfway through, but I do really want to just finally, you know, finish it, get it off of my TBR. And the last 2 books on this list are books that I have specifically picked out because I felt they might be good for some holiday travel reading time. So the first of these is The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. This is one of my friend Sarah Ella's favorite books. She has recommended that I read it before, and I just haven't picked it up yet. I actually do own this copy, but I decided I was going to get the audiobook for this one to listen to while traveling because this is a fairy tale retelling, and I feel like fairy tales lend themselves very well to the audio format because it kind of feels like you're having a bedtime story read to you. And the other book I picked up that I thought would be good to read while on a trip is Leave Me by Gail Forman. I don't know why, but I associate Gail Forman with travel because she wrote Just One Day, and that's one of my all-time favorite books. But I have read everything else by Gail Forman, and this is her first adult novel, so I'm really curious to see what it is like. This is about a 40-something-year-old woman who has a very hectic job and a very hectic home life where she's trying to like get her kids off to school while she is still juggling her job and her husband is juggling his job. So she's very overwhelmed and overworked, and one day she has a heart attack, and after her heart attack, she's finding this stressful home and work life to be too much and like not good for her recuperation, so she just packs her bags and leaves. But this is also a book I've had checked out for the library for a really long time, so it is due soon, and I did read 1 chapter of this book and I really enjoyed that first chapter, so I want to know more about it. Since this is a book about a character who is getting away, I thought, okay, well maybe that ties in with traveling, so I don't know why I just have that stuck in my head with this book, but this is a book that I'm going to take with me when I travel for the holidays this year. So here are 7 books that I hopefully will read in December. I probably won't, like, let's be honest, I have low expectations for myself this month, but these are the books that I really wish that I had time to read this month and finish up by the end of this year. Please let me know what is on your end of the year TBR. What books are you trying to read before the year is over? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the comments. Bye!